Let's get to it. It is time for another monthly rundown. August is already here. School is about to start, but I want to let you know about the things that are happening in student ministry. First, there has been a really big change. We've been announcing it throughout the month of July. My hope was that you were informed by your student. If not, here's your information. We are now splitting up middle school and high school on Sunday mornings. And I want to give the reasons for it. The biggest of which is that high schoolers and middle schoolers are on two different paths. High schoolers and middle schoolers are just in a different part of life, and it's drastically different. And so this change would allow us to have conversations with high schoolers and middle schoolers that are much more specific, much more age appropriate, instead of just trying to paint with a really broad brush. But the other big reason is that, plain and simple, high schoolers don't want to hang out with middle schoolers. And a lot of middle schoolers don't want to hang out with high schoolers. And my goal is that we would see high school catch up to where middle school is. Right now we're averaging between 40 and 50 students on a Sunday morning. Around 40 of those are usually middle schoolers. So the tables are definitely skewed to one group more than the other, which kind of has me creating our Sunday morning experience more around middle schoolers, and that has kind of given the high schoolers the short end of the stick. And I'm kind of done with that. I think that they deserve their own place, their own space, their own experience for Sunday mornings, that they can grow in their relationships, in their friendships, and grow in their walk as well. And so that's why that change is happening. So that's the really big change, and that is taking effect this Sunday. This Sunday is Promotion Sunday, if you didn't know. So we are promoting everyone up to their new grade. So we have a large group of incoming fifth graders. We have a group moving into our high school. And so that is all happening this Sunday. It's a big Sunday, but more importantly, it's a really fun Sunday. And so we are very, very excited. I think it's going to be an incredible group of kids, and I am excited for what this next school year is going to bring. One of the concerns that I want to address is for those families. We don't have a ton, but there are families that have students in both middle school and high school. And first and foremost, we are not going to be, very black and white. You have to do as we say. No. We understand that families and times and schedules and all of that is not the same for everyone. It's like a snowflake. Everyone's schedule, ability to commit, ability to what they're able to commit to, all of that is different. And so if you have a high schooler that needs to go to 9 o'clock because all of their siblings are also at 9 o'clock, that's totally okay. We're not going to shun them. We're not going to push them out the door. They're more than welcome to come. And vice versa. If most of your kids are high school age and you have one middle schooler, your youngest, if your middle schooler wants to come, they are more than welcome to come to 10:30. We're not going to be huge sticklers on it. We have a place for everyone in student ministry, and I really do not believe that student ministry is the place where we tell kids they can't be there. So that is one big concern. The other thing that myself and my leaders are going to do over the next several months, as we do have these two different services, especially with our high schoolers, is that we want them to get plugged into volunteering. Whether that be helping Hallie in ES Kids, in elementary, the nursery, the preschool, or whether it be helping Christina in production in the auditorium, running a camera. Whatever it is, we want to begin to instill into the students the importance of getting plugged in and volunteering in their local church. This does not happen without our volunteers. And so this is a really, really big thing that I'm pushing this year, is instilling that idea of volunteering, of getting involved and helping the church function. It's not just for us. We also work within the church. And so that's a really big thing that we're going to be pushing this year. And so we're encouraging students, the service that you're not going to, why don't you get plugged in? Why don't you start serving somewhere? Why don't you get involved? And one of the cool things about when teenagers get involved in serving, not only does it show adults that it's time for them to do it as well, but more so, it gives them a place to plug in once they graduate. So when they have those connections outside of the student ministry, they are able to feel more connected, more grounded, and more likely to stay within the church as they transition into the adult service. So that's one really big thing that we're doing. That is all that it has to do with these new service times. Middle school, as always, 9 o'clock, same time. High school is now 10:30. All right, let's go to this month's teaching. This week we are not starting our new series. We're actually starting it the following week because Promotion Sunday is more like a rah-rah woohoo day. And it's not really structured. It's just a lot of fun. We'll do games. I'm going to shoot off a bunch of confetti guns or whatever. But next Sunday, the 10th, we are going to be starting a series called Close Friends. And it's all about friendships and growing good friendships and finding relationships that help cultivate your faith. And so that's what our topic is that month. And we're going to be doing that for all of August. There is a chance that if you remember from a few months ago, we were doing a series called Solid Ground. There's a very good chance that in September we're going to be going back to Solid Ground, back to the basics, especially with this new group of kids, helping them understand what it's like in student ministry when it comes to teachings and stuff, because the transition from what and how they learn in elementary versus how they learn and how they're taught up in student ministry can be a really big transition. And so we just want to lay the groundwork so that they're comfortable. And more so for me, I want to lay the groundwork for, how we live out our faith in student ministry, whether it's asking hard questions, whether it's diving into these complicated stories in Scripture, these things that kind of make us go, what? Sometimes these stories that make God look like the villain or a monster. And so that's what we may be going into in the September rundown. I'll let you know what we're doing if that does change. But that's our teaching for August, Close Friends. Now we are back to our monthly events, kicking off the new school year with Summer Bummer. Summer Bummer is the event where we say goodbye to summer and hello to school. But we always have a good time. As always, I'm going to feed them. That's not something that you need to worry about. So we're going to feed them. But the big thing for Summer Bummer is they need to wear clothes that they can get wet in. So it's a lot of water stuff. So be sure that if you have a student that is going to be attending Summer Bummer, gym shorts, basketball shorts, and dark t-shirt. Summer Bummer is the 17th. If you remember, we're doing a new thing this school year called Second Sunday, and of course the second Sunday of August is actually VBS, so we are doing the third Sunday. So it's the 17th, 5 to 7, and that is Summer Bummer. As far as anything else, we have nothing new as of right now. I do have a lot of lofty goals, if you will, for what this school year is going to look like. Still hammering out some details for that. So once I have those details hammered out, you'll be made aware. Big things are 2 services now. Close Friends is our new series. Summer Bummer, August 17th, 5 o'clock. And I think that's it. If you had a student that went to camp this summer, thank you for entrusting us with your students. We had a blast. I am still recovering, but we'll get there. And be on the lookout. I should know next year's camps within the next couple months. So I'll probably be sending out some information. That way we can get so ahead of it this year that we don't even have to think of it come March or whatever. But that is the month of August. It is an incredible pleasure to get to minister to your kiddos. Thank you for entrusting me and our team and Eastside with teaching them the things of the faith. I hope that you had a wonderful summer as it comes to an end. I hope that you get the last few moments of vacation and rest before we begin another busy year. As always, you are more than welcome if you have any comments, concerns, complaints. Maybe not complaints, that would be nice. Or just say, hey Nate, this is a complaint. Open it when you're okay to read a complaint. But send them through either the text line, I'll put that number here, or you can always email me, and my email is right here. But that's all I have. We're going to have an amazing school year, and students. Oh, one more thing. If you have a student that is going to be doing whether it's sports or theater or what have you, if you would, as you get those schedules at the beginning of the year, would you send them to me? Ashley and I are wanting to take the boys to go support students as they do their activities and show them that the church is behind them in these things. And so would you just, when you get them, would you send them to me or give them to me on a Sunday morning? We want to be able to come support your students in whatever they are doing. But that's all, I swear. That's the end. Okay, goodbye.